We don't know anything. We know nothing. But once the show starts, we get the suggestion of the player piano and Shine on Harvest Moon, and that's all we know. And then as the show happens, like when I walked out with Kelly, it became apparent that we were married, so that became something, and I decided that I sold used cars because I was really loud and obnoxious.
I told him it was a used car.
Oh, yeah. So, thank you.
And you sort of see what, like I saw what the other two women's characters were like, so I'm like, oh, what can I do that's different? Well, I'm going to be real vampy and kind of a lush, because we don't have that color out there yet. So you sort of take what's happening and see, oh, now what do we need? And that helps you kind of figure out where you're going to go.
Do you talk backstage and decide which of the themes you're going to really explore? Is that something that you do discuss just because of the time element?
One of the reasons why we get the suggestion at the top of which two characters would you like to see is so that we can plan. So what we do at the intermission is we stand in a circle and everybody says what they think their character's name is. Like it was pointed out at the intermission that we had endowed that he worked at the newspaper and there's also the architectural firm, hence it becoming the
literary organ of the architect.
Yes. But we just stand in a circle or sit in a circle and say our character names and our wants. What does your character want? We only talk about what has happened rather than what might happen, because if you start talking about what might happen, then you start preloading ideas.
We start trying to write and their brain goes wrong.
Do you have a certain structure that you follow as far as how many scenes are going to be in the first half, the second half, or how does that play out?
It's all what we feel the story needs. Like our second scene tonight was maybe 15 minutes long. I don't know, it was a really long.
You did that big long scene at the beginning, which usually that
a really long time to have that long of a scene. So
That many people, yeah.
just about what the story needs,
And we are trying to escalate as the play progresses so that we're building towards an intermission, and then the second half is building towards the end of the show. So we are aware that we need to keep stoking the fire and getting the flames bigger and bigger.
But it happens all the time. I mean, I couldn't remember if he'd been given a last name, so I just threw one out, and then he corrects me, and then you find a reason why you got it wrong. You just, you just go. It's better than just sitting there going, does he have a name? Just make a mistake, and then if it's a mistake, somebody will say that, and they may turn that into another plot element. You know, how did you know that was my real name? You know, who knows what would happen?
Yes, one of the earlier previews, Nick was playing Michelle's son, and he'd been calling her mama for a couple of lines, and then he called her baby. And you can kind of guess where that show started to go, because she became baby mama.
Baby mama. And he drew my bath.
It was very disturbing.
Yeah, it was disturbing. Yeah, we're still in therapy with that.
Yeah.